Now what we need to do is that we need to convert this bbox to a string, because this is not a string, and if you don't convert this to a string, it's not gonna work. So we need here to add single quotes at the beginning, and at the end we need to add single quotes. Single quote at here and single quote at here. So two single quotes, one at the beginning and one at the end. So here it's gonna be now a string. Now what we need to do is that we need to call the JSON in order to convert the response into JSON. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say response.json. This is going to convert the response into JSON so that we can consume the response that we get from the service. And then I'm going to store this in a variable called JSON response. So JSON response is going to be equal to response.json. Now, after we have converted the response into JSON, we need to access the list that's going to be returned. So before we access the list, we need to understand the structure of the list. So the structure of the list is going to be the following. If you head on over to the service, you'll find that this is the response. The response is going to be like this, and it has a list. This is just a general example, but if you check the URL that we got, you are going to get something like this. So the response is going to contain this data, and what we are interested in is this list. This list is an array of objects. As you can see, it's an array of objects. So we need to access this list. To access this list in our application, we need to say here, we need to come over here, and then we need to say JSON response, and then we need to access the list. And then I'm going to store this in a variable called list. So list is going to be equal to response list. I'm going to say here whether list. And then we need to loop over this list because this is an array. So I'm going to say here for item in whether list, and then we want to access each single key that we want. So here for each single object, we have the name, we have the coordination, or coordinates, we have the humidity, we have the pressure, we have the temperature. What we are interested in is the name, the temperature, the maximum temperature, and the humidity. So I'm going to access these. To access these here, I'm going to say name. So the name is going to be equal to item name. The humidity is going to be equal to item humidity. The temperature is going to be temp. And finally, we have the temp max, item temp max. And you can access also the pressure if you want to access the pressure as well. And if you also want to access the minimum temperature, you can access the minimum temperature. I think the pressure is enough. I think now we have most of the information that we are interested in. So here I'm going to say pressure, and then item pressure. And now we have all of these keys, and we can start using them.